Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Okami HD for the Nintendo Switch. And for anybody who's already familiar with this game, you can probably tell that this is not the very beginning of the adventure. We're starting about 15 minutes in after all the opening dialogue, and the reason for that is because this is not going to be a standard Let's Play of this game. This is one of my favorite games. I've played the PS2 version, the Wii version, the PS3 version, and now this version. Normally I would just be okay with sticking with the PS3 HD remake, but I wanted to get it on the Switch because at least then I could have a physical copy of the game, because I don't have a PS4 or Xbox One to have the physical version on those instead. But I digress. This run of this game, as I was saying, is not going to be just a standard run. Because as much as I love this game, my biggest complaint with it by far is the difficulty. It's way too easy. Practically impossible to lose this game, even if you wanted to. I've actually deliberately lost this game before the first time I was playing through it, just so I could see out of sheer curiosity what the game over screen looked like. That said, for quite a while now, I've kind of wanted to attempt a challenge run of this game. Something to make it a bit more difficult and make it feel like I actually have to try to play the game instead of just breezing through it like all the obstacles set before me are completely pointless. Yes, Isun, I know how to do this stuff. So yeah, this isn't going to be a standard run of the game. I'm going to want to be challenging myself a bit. That said, there's also no guarantee that I will actually be beating the game, because I might not actually be capable of succeeding in the challenge I've set before myself, because I'm not a pro by any means. I'm no elitist when it comes to gaming. I don't tend to completely master the games I play. I feel like if I could master a game, it would kind of defeat the point of playing it further, because at that point it's like, why even bother? So I've never pushed myself to become a master of any particular game. As I play the game, I get better at it, and I just let it go from there. All that said, it might be frustrating at times because my abilities aren't as good as one would probably expect from somebody doing a challenge run, but I'm going to be attempting it nonetheless because I'd like to make the game a bit more difficult. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, although it's also been very long since I last played this game, so that will probably show here and there as I am very rusty, and that alone might cause some additional struggles as well. So the rules of this challenge are fairly simple. It's not going to be anything too complicated. Basically, the idea I came up with years ago when I first thought about doing something like this was to try and do a mostly praiseless run of the game to limit how much damage I can take and how much I can abuse the celestial brush techniques in battle, and also for navigating around and stuff like that, just limiting my options so I have to play smarter and not just tank enemies to be able to defeat them. So there's going to be two major rules to this. First of all, no praise upgrades except for money. And the reason I'm going to be upgrading my wallet is because it's necessary to get some of the other skills in the game. This isn't going to be a 100% minimalistic run or anything like that, because frankly, I feel like that would be boring. Challenging as it is, I don't feel like that would be very fun because it would limit the playability of the game in the sense that I wouldn't have as many techniques available to me, so the actual gameplay aspect of experiencing the game would diminish, and I'm not interested in that. So, I'm going to be upgrading the wallet so I can learn all the skills at the dojo and be able to buy weapons and such as that sort of thing becomes necessary. But as far as praise goes, I'm only going to be that's the only thing I'm going to be upgrading. So basically, I'm going to be trying to get through the game with the minimum amount of ink pots, solar units, and only one astro pouch. I am also going to be limiting items going into dungeons because you can carry way too large of an inventory in this game, and that's another one of the problems with the difficulties. You can just have way too many items. You can go into a dungeon, have a billion healing items, and then nothing's gonna matter anyway when every time you get hit. Shut up, Easton, I want to open pots first. Oh, fine. But it just makes it like, what's the point if every time you get hit, you can just heal yourself with a nearly infinite number of items? So whenever I go into a dungeon, a major dungeon anyway, I'm going to be limiting myself to only 10 of any consumable items that I can purchase. If I can't purchase the item, I can just go in with however much I have. And also, that's just the starting value. If I find any additional items in the dungeon, I'll be allowed to use those within that dungeon as well. And that's basically all there is to it. This video is just an introduction to the challenge run, pretty much. It's not going to be a thorough Let's Play as far as the videos go. As far as the footage goes, I'm only going to be showing the dungeons, the significant dungeons. Other than that, I'm just going to be going through the game on my own time. That said, these videos are also going to be inconsistent as far as their releases go. Don't expect them to come out at any sort of regular intervals. Just whenever I happen to get around to playing this game on my own time and am not doing something else instead, I'll do so. And then whenever I happen to get to a new dungeon, I will record that to show it off and see how it goes. And again, this might not even be a complete run of the game. I may end up giving up on the challenge because it becomes too difficult and I'm not going to want to adjust the rules halfway through to make it beatable for my skill level. So we're just gonna have to see. Maybe I'll complete the challenge, maybe I won't. It's not like it has to be a deathless run, so Ami will definitely be succumbing to the forces of darkness at least a few times by the time it's over, I'm sure. With that said, there's not really much else to add to this. This is just an introduction, laying down the ground rules, and then we'll just go from there, see how things go and what's to come. With that, if you enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to the rest of this little Okami challenge, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you'll be aware of when that happens. And thanks for watching.